how can you negotiate a higher settlement value for your totaled vehicle? Hi, I'm Tom Friedman. I'm a lawyer in Nevada. And in this scenario, your vehicle's been totaled, an auto crash, a tree fell on it, whatever it may be. The insurance company's informed you that your vehicle is a total loss, and they're going to cut you a check for the value of your vehicle. So, how does the insurance company determine the value of your vehicle? Often they will rely on a third party, such as CC1 Market. And what this third party will do is they'll take the information from your vehicle. They'll probably run their equivalent of a Carfax on it to see if it's got a branded title, if it's been totaled before, if it's been in accidents before, to get a little bit of the history of the vehicle, because obviously a vehicle that's been totaled once is going to be worth less than a vehicle that's never been in an accident. Then they're going to look at comparable vehicles in the market. They're going to look for the similar vehicles, similar year, similar accessories, and similar miles. And based on that information, they're going to come up with an estimate. They're going to add things like tax and so on and so forth. And they're going to give that to the insurance carrier, and the insurance carrier is going to give you an offer based on that information. If you are not happy with the insurance carrier's number, you request their calculations, and they should send that to you so you can take a look at it. You want to make sure that they got your vehicle correct. You want to make sure that they got the correct options for it. If you've got a highly optioned vehicle and they're comparable as a low option vehicle, that's not a great comparable. If your vehicle has very low miles and they have very high miles and they're comparables, that's not a really great option either. So you can look at it, compare things, and kind of pick it apart if it makes sense. The other thing you can do is go out on your own and do your own internet search. You don't have to run from dealership to dealership, but look for similar model, make, year, miles for sale in your area. And what you find is possibly the vehicles are valued higher than the ones that you receive from the insurance company. So you want to capture that data, whether it's a screenshot, a printout, something like that. You want to have the actual data so you can provide it to your insurance adjuster. So you will take that information and whatever information you may have of maintenance for your vehicle. A well-maintained vehicle has a higher value than a vehicle that's been very poorly maintained. So if you've got receipts going back, if you've got some recent major work, you want to provide that as well to the insurance carrier. Additionally, if you've got options on your vehicle that would make it worth more money, a killer sound system, for instance, suspension upgrades, things like that, you want to also provide receipts for that to the insurance company. You can't just tell them, because unfortunately, people lie. So it's important for you to give them actual documentation. If you can't find your actual receipt, maybe you can find a credit card charge, something like that, to show them that what you're saying is true. Anyway, compile all of your information together and send it to your insurance adjuster and say, hey, for these reasons, and list them out so they don't have to do much work, I believe my vehicle is valued at X. And then with the new information, the insurance carrier should be able to give you an increased value for your vehicle. And it's important that you give them the documentation, because they need that documentation in their file in order to give you a bigger number. If you just tell them things, that's not really going to help. As I've said before in other videos, insurance adjusters get audited, and they can't just give out more money to people because the people want more money. They actually have to have something in their file to justify it, or they won't get their raise, or they will get fired. So you need to help them get you a better check by giving them the information you need. Now, the situation is a little bit different if you leased a vehicle, because if you lease a vehicle, you don't really own it. And so you're hoping that the payment you get from the insurance carrier will be enough to pay off the rest of your lease and the residual portion of the vehicle. So you don't have this gap of, hey, you owe $10,000 for the rest of your lease and the value of the vehicle, but you're only getting $7,000. So now not only do you not have a vehicle, but you have to write us a check for $3,000. That's kind of a worst case scenario. There's a similar scenario if you have a car loan, you owe money on the car, and you're upside down, where the value of the car is less than the amount of the loan. Now, these days with stupid high car prices, it's not such a problem, but markets do cycle, so down the road, it will be a problem. And so there's this gap between the amount of value of your car and the amount of your loan, and that gap is basically the amount you're going to owe after the settlement is paid to the bank. So you don't really want to pay that money. It's kind of unpleasant to be paying for a vehicle you don't have. And there is something called gap insurance. And so people that buy gap insurance buy that just to pay off the amount of that gap. But we're getting a little away from how to negotiate a higher settlement for your vehicle. So again, the long and the short of it is get all your documentation together, provide it to the insurance company. Remember, it's a negotiating process. It's not just a fixed price like, buying a pair of Skechers from your local sporting goods store. So if you've got any questions on how this works, please give me a call, drop me an email, and thanks very much for watching.